Okay, what's up YouTube? So, quick tutorial slash how-to on how to put a LED light on your motorcycle wheel. Again, this is kind of a wireless solution. What you'll need is what I've gotten for my particular project that works for me so far is I've gotten an Anchor Power Core 5000. It's a 5000 milliamp battery. It will run these LED lights here. They are 5 volts, I think, 7.2 watt LEDs, and they're USB. And the good part about these is that the control is actually in line. The ones that I got, however, don't have a protective coating, so I'm not expecting them to last long, and they're just kind of exposed. But I am going to again, link pretty much everything that you'll need here in the description below. And I'm doing it so that if you decide to buy these products, essentially from the links that I provided, that I'll get a little bit of a kickback, so that I can keep doing stuff like this. So, like I said, you'll need I got an Anchor 5000 milliamp battery. This will actually run these lights for 3 to almost 4 hours, depending on brightness and etc. I've got a 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe here that I had. It was a short pipe. You know, I got this stuff actually from Home Depot, but you can certainly get it on Amazon. And again, I'll leave all these links in the description below. I've got end caps here so that you can essentially fully encase the battery. And again, this battery does fit like almost perfectly inside of this 1 1/4 inch tube. You'll need these stainless steel clamps, and again, you can unscrew these and they'll open all the way up, and that will essentially go around this and connect to your spoke to, you know, keep this whole configuration in place. You'll need either gaffer's tape. I ended up using electrical tape. Again, not like, you know, the best. I think gaffer's tape will actually be better. I think it'll stick better. But the reason for getting this is you'll want to put this on your wheel first before you put the LED strip down, because you'll want to glue this in some way, shape, or form as you're kind of putting it down. So because, you know, the adhesive on the back of this isn't super amazing, so adding a little bit more, like, you know, putting some super glue around the edges or on it as you're unraveling it and putting it on your wheel will make it last longer, and just make it more sturdy. So then the next thing you want to do is, you know, like me, I went and actually tested it out, and I was able to actually drive around with this configuration at almost 70 miles an hour and didn't have any hiccups. It worked perfectly. So what you'll want to do is, if you want to change the color of this, which I'm going to do, is you'll want to sand this down to get it nice and rough. And then I bought just some metallic paint from the hardware store, because my wheels are gold, but you can spray paint it, obviously, and it'll probably look a lot better. Unfortunately, the city of Chicago does not sell spray paint, so I had to get, you know, brush paint. So then with one of the caps, what you'll want to do is either use a drill or a Dremel and cut a hole out big enough so that the USB cable will actually fit inside to connect to your battery. Now you can, once you kind of get it fitted, you know, well, super glue it so that the connection is nice and tight and waterproof, essentially. I personally have found, you know, I haven't had any issue with this, but I kind of like not having it glued, because it makes it a lot easier with the cap being able to kind of move down the line so that you can connect to the battery a lot simpler. It just makes it easier because it's kind of a cramped space, taking on and off the cap to be able to connect the battery. But for the one that I have on my bike currently, I have it on the rear wheel. You know, again, for the testing purposes, I used a drill to just drill out a hole, and I kind of just ground the hole larger and larger until the USB cable fit in. Now, what you can do also is kind of get one of these, just kind of like a cheap USB to USB switch in case you wanted to just turn it off and on real quick. But you know, I got this thinking that I would do that, but you know, having the inline cable is actually good because you can actually just turn it on and off here. Because I had originally thought that I would buy an LED strip that didn't have a USB and then end up taking one of these, essentially a USB to 2.1 millimeter male power adapter, and then cutting this and then essentially you know, joining the two cables and essentially making my own USB cable. But I found this LED strip, these USB LED strips, 5 volts, 7.2 watts, I believe. And this is what you're gonna want because the battery won't power anything greater than the 5 volts for very long. But it just won't, it straight up won't power anything above 12 volts because these small batteries, I think, only have a volt output of 5 volts. So yeah, there you go. So you won't be able to power anything stronger than that, at least for this type of project. So it's about to be dark outside. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you my setup. Again, what you're going to want to do is cut this PVC pipe to the length that you need for your battery, put the 2 caps on, make sure it fits. You know, again, for this, it like fits almost perfectly. There's very little wiggle room, so it won't damage the battery as you're kind of going along, which is nice. And you want the clamp, and then I also have zip ties just to manage the cable on the bike itself. And I've put some zip ties on there. That's, you know, again, I put all the links in the description below if you want to just completely buy this project off of Amazon. Put some zip ties in there that are actually releasable, so that if you want to, you know, use the zip ties to secure this and then take it off, totally up to you. You can absolutely do that. So let's go ahead and go outside and I will show it to you on my bike. Alright guys, so here it is on my bike. I've got a 2018 Suzuki DRZ 400 SM. So when I was initially putting these on, like I said, you're going to want to start at the bottom of the cable, like where it connects to the remote, and then wrap it that way so that when you get all the way around back to the beginning, you can cut it and then kind of tuck it under that wire. And so unfortunately you know, again, you can see the tape too, where I put the tape down and then put this down, put the strip on top of that. I was too excited to go out and test it and didn't wait for the super glue to dry all the way. And so this is actually run off from the super glue, so I'm gonna have to address that issue when it's a lot warmer, because right now it's 19 degrees out here. So again, with the wheel in a different position, I secured with the clamp down to one of the spokes, and then have zip tied the wire in several locations just to keep it in place. And so far it's worked really well. So I wanted to just go ahead and plug this in before my hands freeze and show you how it works all together. So again, I've got it clamped in there, and I've got it zip tied also just for extra backup. Essentially I'll just insert the battery and take the cable. Ooh. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so take the cable and it'd probably help if I wasn't holding the camera. There you go. Bam. Okay, then I'll take the cap. I'm not going to secure the cap all the way down just for purposes of this video. But so there. And then just push the cap on and twist it till it gets nice and snug. Again, I'm not going to secure it all the way, but so that's it. So again, you know, with this set, you can set what different color you want if you want it to pulse or anything like that. At night, it actually looks really good. And again, like I said, this will run for about 3 to 4 hours, which, you know, again, with this small battery is probably perfect for what I'm going to do riding around town, etc. So yeah, if you want to do this program, if you want to do this project yourself, totally can. Super cheap. Again, I'll leave all the links in the description below. So yeah, and again, this is against the law, probably, most likely, but for my purposes, I'm hoping to be able to ride with a group and then park and put this on, and you know, so on and so forth. But you know, if you guys get in trouble, clearly I don't know how you would find me to make me liable, but you know what it is. Ride safe, and if you choose to do this project, I think you'll end up really liking it. Thank you.